During the recent Arizona Senate debate of the seat currently occupied by Kirsten Sinema, loser Kari Lake was led into a trap.
She's in denial about climate change.
Well,
but we should not be surprised by that. She's still in denial about the 2022 election. And now I give you 1 minute. You have 1 minute. Will you finally tell the people of Arizona, did you win or lose that election?
Can I talk about water really quickly? Because
I'm going to give you 30 seconds to respond.
Can we talk about water? Can we talk about water? Please? Please? Quickly? Come on. Why? Don't you want to talk about how you're the temporarily embarrassed governor of Arizona? Why wouldn't you want to talk about that? Huh? I mean, because everywhere else you couldn't help but talk about how you think you're the actual governor, how you believe that the election was stolen from you, even though it wasn't. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. No, you lost because a majority of voters didn't want to be represented by crazy. How come you don't want to talk about that? How come you want to talk about water? Oh, could it be that you've been trying to kind of distance yourself from those comments, even though you actually haven't said or admitted that, yeah, I actually did lose that election? Again, she responded with to this by being more crazy, which is why you have a lot of polls that show Lake trailing her opponent, Ruben Gallego, over the past few months. And this might be the nail in the coffin. In fact, you had the most recent poll showing Gallego's lead growing by 1 point since September. An Emerson College polling / The Hill survey of 1,000 likely voters conducted between October 5th and October 8th found Gallego with 50% support compared to Lake's 43%. Ouch! That is outside the margin of error, folks. Kari Lake might be done this time around. Now, of course, Kari Lake, who is a denier of all bad news, right, denies the polling. Wow, what a shock! Here's what she said. The polling is much like what we saw in 2016. Remember 2016? Remember how the polls are wrong and Donald Trump actually won? You remember that? It's a lot. It seemed like a lot of hopium there. She said it's polling that's meant to move the voter into doing something. I know what our internal polling looks like. It's great. Oh, is it? Is it great, Kari? Huh.
Really?
Okay. She said, I talked to door knockers who are knocking for independent groups, who are knocking for Republican groups. The response people are getting at the door is overwhelming. What does she mean by that? Are they, not getting the door slammed in their face? I don't know. I don't know what she means by overwhelming, right? Here's the thing, right? One of the issues that Kari Lake has is that she denies reality, okay? So any of the polling that shows her behind, she's like, fake polls, I'm going to ignore that. Any of the polling that shows her ahead, which doesn't really exist, okay, outside of, I guess, a few fringe polls, few fringe groups, that's who she believes. Now, here's the thing. There are ways that you can weight polling to get the desired result. If you're only polling Republican voters who like Kari Lake, then yeah, you're going to get the result of, oh, look, Kari Lake is ahead. She is crushing. It's like one of those polls that are on X. Like, is Donald Trump going to win the election today? And it's like 99-1. Like, aha, so see, polling has proven that Donald Trump is going to win the election and that Elon Musk is the sexiest man alive. Not exactly representative of reality, is it? So not every poll, obviously you got to take polls with a grain of salt, and you have to make sure that the methodology in that polling is reflective of reality. Because again, a poll is supposed to reflect the attitudes of voters and what they may or may not do. Now, one of the issues with 2016 is that they didn't count on how many new unregistered voters, previously unregistered voters, new voters, that Trump had actually courted over to his side. And so, that said, you can't just poll Republican voters. That's not how general election works. She's not in the primaries anymore. She needs the majority of voters, not just Republicans. Now, that said, she's not gonna get him because of debate disasters like this. In fact, look, Gallego, and there were so many different great moments in that debate, but really he went for the kill when it came to reproductive rights.
This is a person who only 2 years ago, actually less than 2 years ago, said the 1864 territorial law, a law that said if you were an abortion provider, it was a mandatory 2-year sentence, and it had no exceptions for rape or incest, was a great law. She said it was a great law. She said she was thrilled when Roe was overturned. And then when she was disappointed to find out that the 1864 law, again, the one that had no exceptions for rape or incest, was not going to get enforced, she said, well, I hope the sheriffs will do their jobs. Can you imagine?
It's not true.
We have it on tape. These are all your words on tape.
We have it on tape. These are all your words on tape. I know, because I've heard the tape. I've heard that very same tape. And not just that, but then you had this moment.
You've been to Mar-a-Lago more than you have to the border.
You've been to Mar-a-Lago more than you have the border. Hi, I'd like to report a murder, please. Look, Gallego obliterated her in this debate. Though, to be fair, it's not too hard to do if you're paying attention with all the insane things that she has said. So, that said, if the polls are correct, you still have at least 40% of Arizonan voters that will still be voting for her, which is insane because she's an obvious liar and a crazy person who could decide the very fate of the Senate, who will decide whether Democrats or Republicans end up in the majority. So the stakes of this race are incredibly high. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.